So welcome everyone. We've had a great year of webinars. We started back in January of this year. It's hard to believe that 2018 is literally right around the corner. December is starting this week. I think the webinars have worked out great. We've really enjoyed them, really enjoyed you guys joining. That's me at the top left, Jason. If this is your first time joining, we're happy to have you. We're lucky to have Patrick and Gabe in the webinar today as well. So you guys want to give a little hello out there to all our attendees here?
Always great to be here. Thanks, Jason.
Hey there, everybody. Happy to be here.
All right. If this is your first time joining, I always recommend also joining our Brilliant Directories LinkedIn Strategy Network. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. If for some reason we don't get to your questions here in the webinar, we'll make an effort to answer them in the LinkedIn group. It is free to join. And you can go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn. And I actually have a link of that open here. And if you're not a member, where it says manage here, you would have a join now button. And you can go ahead and create topics here. We can anything you want to share, mainly around how to market your site with strategies and things like that. Hopefully you've come to us with some questions today. Some of the topics that you can cover and really anything related to your Brilliant Directories website. It could be marketing related, how to sign up members, publishing content. Sometimes we'll dive into the code and see how we can help you guys there, how to design your site and things like that. So all questions are fair game. If for any reason we don't have the right answer, we might provide you with resources or point you in the right direction to where you can find answers to your questions. And part of the new format for the webinars is we're happy to share a tip of the week or strategy of the week. Gabe, Pat, and myself actually came up with this one just earlier today. We were trying to figure out what we should cover today, and we kept getting drawn back to the value of registering general user accounts on your website. A lot of the times, we forget about the website visitors. We're so interested in getting professional members to join our sites. We sometimes forget about the people who are actually going to be interacting with the site, who are your general website visitors. And in this tip of the week, we want to cover the value of registering general user accounts. And I'm going to pass it over to Pat, who can talk a little bit about what a general user account is. And then we'll talk about why they're important and some strategies on how you can actually get more general users registered on your website.
Absolutely, Jason. Very passionate about this topic. As we've said in previous webinars, one of the most underutilized marketing strategies is to really make sure that your website caters to the website visitor. In this particular webinar, we are going to focus a little bit on how to get them to sign up to your website. A general user is essentially somebody that perhaps Googled interior designers in San Francisco, and they found the search result page on Google and they clicked on it, and it just happens to be your directory, and they're on a search result page, or they found a specific interior designer. That is what we call a general user, somebody that is digesting the information that you're putting on the website. That differs from a member. A member will add content and a member will promote their services. Oftentimes they're professionals and businesses, sometimes they're organizations and institutes and things of that matter. But in today's tip of the day, tip of the week, we are going to be focusing on the general user account.
Great, and there are many benefits for registering general users, but some of the top 5 benefits we came up with are things like when someone registers on your site, you're essentially collecting an email address. So you're able to build your email list that you can utilize in the future. Also with Brilliant Directories, you can actually provide registered users with more features and tools and access to your site. So you're giving them a reason to interact with your site rather than just browsing. Now they're clicking and giving you their information. Also increasing your social media following, because again, once they register with your site, you're going to be able to continuously keep in touch with them. And you can always ask them to join your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever network you're using for your social media. And the bigger your network looks, the more credibility that your brand has. Also with that, they might be general users, but they also might be interested in other things. Maybe when you have more general users, you can send them email newsletters or offers. And guess what? Sometimes companies might pay to access your general user database. So there are upsell opportunities where sponsors will want to pay you to send an email or get in front of your general users that are registered on your site. And then, of course, you can increase the value of your company in general with more users. So when you have more registered users, if you have an exit strategy to get acquired or to sell your website or your company in the future, being able to show them, a sizable list of registered users is going to add more value to your company. So these are just some things to think about of the values that general users can bring, not just to your entire organization, but to advertisers, your members, and your bottom line. And we're going to show you some examples here. Pat actually set up a nice example here, but you want to cover these 5 strategies on how to actually register general users on the site, Pat, on a site?
Absolutely. Even changing the verbiage is one thing you're going to want to make sure that you do. Keep in mind, general users, they're used to a certain way of being spoken to. So maybe if you visit sites like LinkedIn and Facebook and Pinterest and Instagram, you can kind of take some strategies that they use to get people to click on the buttons to go ahead and register for the account. Joining is not usually a word that you'll see, an action verb that you'll see on websites that are designed to get general users to sign up. So we'll tackle that with a live example of one that I really like. Another thing that is a great draw, and we'll be focusing on this, is bookmarking the favorite posts. So taking the time to explain that this is even a possibility is very helpful, because this is one of the tools that will make a general user actually want to create an account. If I am on Pinterest and I find some pictures that I like, my daughter's actually celebrating her first birthday on this Sunday, so we're doing a birthday party for her. So if we see some good decoration ideas on Pinterest, they're only useful if I can log into my account again and see them again. That's why they allow you to pin stuff to your board. So essentially the bookmarking feature is the same feature as pinning on Pinterest. It's just a matter of educating the public that that's something that they can do. And when they do click on the heart icon, they would, or whatever icon you choose to use, they'll then be prompted to create an account. Um, Other people offer premium content to general users. For example, there was a time, I believe, where what is that? Angie's List required you to create an account to even view the members. So all of the members on their website, that was considered premium content. So they would capture emails from general users to even show the database. So premium content can be a premium article, or it could actually just be access to the members themselves. Maybe the industry that utilizes this the most is the dating industry, where they're not going to let you see people in your city without first creating an account, and then you can go and browse and see who is also looking to connect in your local area. Then you want to make sure that they're included in the sign up process. We'll give you a live example of that. Most websites, I would guess, if we were to audit them on this webinar, the entire language on the sign up form, except for maybe the default little red box on the left hand side, is all tailor made for the members. In reality, if you analyze most websites that are out there, they want to get the general users signed up, and they'll have a small call to action somewhere on that page to let advertisers know that they can also advertise on their website. So we'll check that out. And then, of course, we want to focus on the actual visitor experience, which we covered, I believe, 4 webinars ago.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this site that you kind of did. This is a site we've used as an example in the past. What are some things that you've done here, Pat, that would basically lend itself to more general user signups?
Okay, so the first thing that I did was I edited the mini nav. The mini nav usually comes with a call to action in the top right. That call to action that we're looking at there, I find that to be the most important button on your website. If Jason went in mobile view, you would understand why. That is the one call to action that stands out on every single page of your website, whether it's coupons or videos or blog articles. They're always going to see that specific call to action
That didn't work. Let me
appearing on their site. Nope, that did
get
not
it
work.
going into mobile view. Didn't work. Let me try it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Let me just make this. There we go.
So you see, yeah. So you see how that call to action is always at the top of your cell phone. So the main menu is not a good place for call to actions because the main menu in mobile view, as you can see, is hidden inside of there. So if that's where you put the call to action to get the general public to sign up or a member, it's unlikely they're going to see it. So I really like to utilize the call to action that has a border around it. So I remove the login call to action and I combine this to create account / login. The idea being that that language involves both members and website visitors to go ahead and create an account. So if I've never been to interiordesigndemo.com and I see that I can create an account, I'm more likely to click on that button thinking, oh, I wonder what kind of account I can create. And then we went ahead, go ahead, Jason. We went ahead and actually use one of the templates that we've already used. This is the template that we shared in a previous webinar for the get match page. And all I did was repurpose some of the language, and instead of embedding the get match form, we embedded the login form. And then we went ahead and we altered some of the language that's on the login form. The two boxes, the two call to actions that you see at the top, those are usually below the login button. I'm always a fan of moving them to the top because I want somebody that is a general user, the first thing that they read is to see, oh, okay, I need to click here to create my account. And that's what we've gone ahead and done. And when you click on that button, then it's just a simple email and password free account form that they have to fill out. If they're not a general user looking to create an account, then they can go ahead and click on the advertiser button. Generally speaking, if you go on LinkedIn or you go on Tumblr, or you go on any of these websites, you're going to see that the entire sign up process is tailor made to new accounts being created. And the links that you have to click on to log in are actually hard to find. That's because they're not worried about you logging in. Their focus is on getting new people signed up to their website. So that's why I really like moving those call to actions that are usually an afterthought at the bottom of the login form and moving them to the top over there.
That looks great, Pat. Very simple. Also important to note, there are times where you're not interested in signing up general users. So sometimes if you're just starting out and you're doing a campaign to get professional members to join your site, the ones that people are going to search for, you may not want to utilize this. You may want to continue your focus on getting the professional members to sign up, or this might be your strategy on how you get professional members to sign up. This link here, Pat, the one on the right, let me click on it, the green, blue one, teal one, I guess. This is going to interior designer contributor. So they're both free accounts, but one is a general user sign up and the other one is for interior designers. Very good.
Correct. And we actually have a question on the buttons themselves. Tim is asking, how do you move those buttons up on the login form?
Okay.
Perhaps we can show everybody what we did there.
Sure, good question. So first let me show you what that button looks like by default. So when you guys get your Brilliant Directories site, this is probably what it looks like with a hummingbird. If you click on the member login page, this is the login form. And at the bottom here, we have two buttons. It says not a registered user, create free account. The other one is for the professionals. Are you a local business? List your company. And this should go to the general user account sign up. So what we've done is to move these up to the top, this is actually good. You can go to your form manager because this is the login, member login form. When you're in the form manager, look for your login form. It'll be this one right here, listing login, and you can edit that. And you'll notice the fields like email address, password. It's not a very long form. There's only about 4 or 5 inputs here. You want to look for the one that has, and it's a little hard to find, but we'll show it. We want to find the one that has, if you expand it open, you'll see the text like create my account, or whatever you want to put in there. What you want to do is this will be down here at the bottom, and you can just grab it and move it to the top. And that's how you would move those buttons from the bottom to the top. So let me just do that one more time for you guys. Actually, let me save it at the bottom here so you can see what it looks like. And if we refresh this page, we'll see these buttons will be at the bottom now. And wow, Pat, moving those to the top puts so much more emphasis on reading those options first and the login second, actually logging in as the number 2 thing on the page. So let's move it back up here.
Correct.
Okay, we'll save that. And those buttons will move
Yeah, and
back.
just by making those little tweaks, I saw a significant increase of general user signups on my directories. So that was something very simple and had immediate impact.
Okay, great. All right, so those just really short presentation on the value of general users. If you guys want to share your site, Pat and I can take a look at them. Take a look at your site and maybe make a couple suggestions on maybe it isn't just for general users, but maybe how you can better update your the funnel for the sign up process of members to your site. Okay, Colette, are you there?
Yes, hi.
How are you, Colette?
Very good, and you?
Good, thank you. Where are you calling from?
From New Zealand.
Okay, is this your first webinar with us?
No, I did a few quite a while ago. It's my first for a few months though.
Okay.
So glad to be back.
Awesome. Would you like to share your site with us to take a look?
Yes, certainly. It's rollestondirectory.co.nz.
Okay, let's take a look there. And Pat and I can give you some suggestions.
In terms of what you've been talking about, I will be changing quite a bit now because I did have a bit of an issue with that. So I'll be looking forward to changing a few of those.
Okay. How long has your site been online for?
About 7 months.
Okay. So let's take a look at it. You have list your business here, which how have you been doing with registering businesses thus far?
I tend to, most people I have to meet and explain it before they join. It is a small community.
Okay.
So would you suggest a different name there?
I mean, I'll let Pat chime in here. I do like list your business. Maybe you can change it to add your business or register your business. But if we want to focus on the general user, let's actually look at your business directory also real quick.
Oh, I don't have a general user section really.
Okay.
So I haven't focused on that at all.
Okay.
Just people can join on for events. So unfortunately, I put my hand up before you asked the question as to whether focusing on that. I've got another question for you, but if you'd like to go to somebody else specifically regarding general user, you can.
No, that's fine. We could focus on the member process. The button list your business is good. I would say register or add your business instead of list your business, if that's okay.
Okay, I'd probably put add, yeah.
Okay, so this is also a good exercise to show people how to edit this. So we're going to edit the mini nav up there. And do you have a page with your mission on it, or what makes your site unique or special?
There is an about one, but it's not a very good one, so I don't really need that to be too obvious.
Okay, so it says add your business. The other thing I would do is instead of choose a plan to join today, maybe some more supportive text. So
Right.
maybe something like join the Rolleston, and we'll say business directory, and we'll say list your company to connect with more customers.
Lovely.
So it just explains a little bit more on what they're signing up for, even though this is for members, and it's listing at least a benefit there that there's a potential to connect with more customers by joining the Rolleston Business Directory.
Great. That's a lovely change.
All right, Colette, thank you for your call.
Super. Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see who else we can pass up on here. I'm going to get here. Okay, Ken Gardner. All right, Rick, I saw your hand up there. Are you with us, Rick?
Yeah, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you
I
doing?
think I am. Yep.
Okay, good.
You caught me off guard.
Did I see your hand raised for a minute there?
Yes, you did. I have a website that we use for mobile DJs doing party events for radio stations.
Okay.
And so they sign up as a member. It's called the School Dance Network. And we just moved from another, like a WordPress site, and have started using Brilliant Directories here just recently, within the last month. And it's all good, except that in the old site, I was able to add, there are certain songs that we add to our top 30 safe songs list. And each week when we'd add songs, we would provide the song audio on the front page of our website so that they could actually hear the song that we're talking about. And I haven't been able to find a real great way to put audio on the front page of the site. Do you have some help there?
There's a site I made just as a joke. Oh, this is that bad browser I was in earlier. Let me get out of here. I think it was called After Vibes. This was just a site we made for fun, and on it we embedded this SoundCloud song to start playing when you come to the site. Obviously, you don't have to have it on autoplay. I'm assuming the songs might be on SoundCloud.
Well, that's the problem and that is part of the problem. Because SoundCloud won't allow you to use SoundCloud when it's royalty protected music.
Okay.
So I wasn't able to use it.
Gotcha. So it's protected content.
Right.
Is that song on YouTube by chance?
The songs would be on YouTube, yeah. And I pay royalties. I have a service that's called Prime Cuts Music Service. So I'm getting the music legitimately from them. Obviously, what they don't want me to is to resell it on my website, which we're not doing. We're just putting it up as and on my WordPress site, I was able to use just some code, to put an audio player with the song on it.
Gotcha.
By using, yeah.
You can put custom code if you still have that code. I'm assuming that was kind of portable code that you can put on any website. It was all encompassing in of itself.
Yes, it was.
So what you can do is, and let me do this. Let me just grab a YouTube video. Any YouTube video. I'm going to show you how you can add custom code to your homepage. Would that help?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what you want to do, and I'll try to do this relatively quick. I did this today for someone actually. You want to create a new widget. We're going to go to create a new widget here, and I'm just going to say homepage audio code. And you would put your code in here in the HTML. So let me grab an embed from YouTube here. I actually have some music I was listening to here, and I'll just share this video and get the embed code as a quick example. And I'm going to put that embed code here, and I'll go ahead and save the changes. So that's step one, is create the widget with the code that you want in it. Step two
Okay.
if you want it on your home page, is you want to edit your home page. So a quick way to do that is when you're logged in as an admin, you can come here and click on Edit Static Page, which is your home page. And I see here you've created our recent videos.
Yeah.
So what you can also do now is you're already on the right track. Widget equals homepage audio code.
I actually had somebody there do that for me because I couldn't figure it out. But yeah.
Gotcha. Let's just see if that video's there. Okay, it doesn't look like the video's there. The next thing you want to do, the final step, is in your design settings, you want to tell the system, show my custom homepage code on the homepage. So you go to design settings, homepage layout, homepage section order. And what I'm going to do is one of the sections here, section 2, you're going to choose custom homepage content. It's the third option here. And that's going to render any custom widgets that you've put in, that you've entered on your homepage here when you're editing your homepage. So this should now show this here. Let me save these changes. Okay, so now if we go back to your homepage and I refresh this page, so this is what the guy made here. I got to code this better, but now here's the YouTube video back here. Obviously, this needs to be styled correctly. But when you have a custom widget with the custom code that you want it, so that player code that you might have, you can then put that on your homepage. And I'll get rid of this for right now.
And it would show up on the homepage as a video as well? I mean, the whole video would show, not just the audio, right?
Yeah, whatever the embed code is going to render, that's exactly what's going to show.
Okay.
So, so basically 3 steps: create your custom widget with the custom code in it. Put that widget on your homepage, and then make sure in your homepage section order, one of the sections is custom homepage content, and that will render whatever custom widgets you've put on your homepage and created.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so let me just do none here, and I'll remove this one that I've added as well.
And did you say so? If I did a post or a page and used and was able to come up with an audio player that's in code, say I grabbed it from my old site or whatever, that would work as well. It should work as well.
Yeah, it should work as well. If that code was meant to be embedded on any website, just like that YouTube video was meant to be embedded anywhere on any website, it doesn't really matter where you put it. In theory, it should work just like the way I just did this right now for you.
Okay.
All right. Looks like everything is back to normal now.
Okay.
All right.
Good. All right. That helps a lot. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Rick. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right. Not exactly a question about general users, but we'll take any question's a good question here. All right. Linda. Linda, I've unmuted your microphone.
Oh, hello.
How are you, Linda?
Good. How are you?
Thank you. Good. Where are you calling in from?
Los Angeles.
Okay, that's exactly where I am. Yeah. Do you want us to help take a look at your site with you?
Well, I don't have a question about general users. I have another question about editing an image.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do something then. I'm just gonna move us on to the open Q&A discussion section for the webinar. So anyone who has questions, feel free to raise your hand, and we'll continue with your question first, Linda.
Yeah. The image on my homepage, I don't know how to make. I want to make it longer so the options on the bottom aren't showing.
Okay. What's the name of your site?
Goldkey, Goldkeye.
And so here we are on your website. I remember your site as well.
Yes.
And
those options on the bottom.
These ones here?
I don't really want them. No, go up. Yeah, search, compare, contact. If you can make the image longer so it's not showing those at the bottom unless they move the arrow down.
Oh, these you want?
So you're talking about you want them in the top fold.
Right. So it's also going to depend on it. So you want these to be pushed down more. You want this to, I see what you're saying. So let me go to the design settings. Yeah, Pat, you're right. The top fold. One thing to consider is people have different screen sizes. So what you might see, someone might have a ginormous monitor. They might see your entire homepage on one screen. But in order to adjust that is something called the padding. And you have top padding and bottom padding. And you can increase that. It was set to 140. I'll make it 140, and the bottom padding I'll set to 200 because we don't want the text to not show to be too low when people come to your site. So let me save these changes. I'll go even more. I'll do 240, so 100 pixels more.
So the top padding is the top menu?
The top padding is the space between this text and the main menu. So that's the top padding, and then the bottom padding is the space between this text and this section here. So if we refresh this now, we should have more space now. We see more of the waterfall now.
Yes.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
All right. You're very welcome. All right. Good, simple question there from Linda. It does make the page look a little nicer, I have to agree. All right, Christopher. Christopher, it looks, yep, I got your mic unmuted there, Christopher.
Right on. How you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you. Yourself?
Good. Good, good. I've got a theme question. My site, that's my Brilliant Directory site, is secondhomeroi.com. And right now I've got the real estate theme on it, but on the LinkedIn group, I think, Jason, you may have made a comment that the real estate theme may not be the right one. And so just wanted to get some feedback from you guys on what theme may be a better fit for what I'm trying to do.
So you'll notice here also there's something to install. I'll go ahead and do that for you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, sometimes you'll notice like an install button around the admin area. So let's check out your site here. Yeah, I remember checking out your site. So what's the question here? This would be a great site to get general users to register, by the way.
Right. So it's mainly to give strategic partners such as realtors, property managers, lenders, etc., an exclusive listing per destination. So the idea is to market this site in specific destination cities. Like I'm in the Lake Tahoe area. But Lake Tahoe, Santa Barbara, San Diego, things where people actually buy second homes, high-end second homes. And then I would use this site to generate leads for those strategic partners. Because the business revolves around real estate, I thought that the real estate theme would be a good fit. But, having a sort of a Zillow copycat is a lot of work, and it doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. I think some of your feedback was more to the effect that this would make a great sort of authority site where we could maybe give information or things like that. So I don't know, just a little bit unsure of which direction to take it.
Got you. So you're trying to provide information for potential second home investors, and you want to connect a potential person who might be ready to invest in their second home with all the professionals on the other end, banks, lenders, real estate agents, even people, whatever it might be, in local areas where people can potentially buy a second home. And it looks like you're focusing on homes which can also be a vacation destination for the owner, as well as an income property, rental income property in the off season or on season.
You are exactly right. And actually, one of the domains that I have is called rentalprojections.com, because that's one of the first questions that people ask when they're thinking about a second home and a vacation destination is how much will this home rent for? And so I was even thinking of changing the theme to like one of the sort of get a quote type things.
Right.
But no, you're exactly right in your analysis there.
So you want to provide information to potential second home buyers. And
correct. Luxury.
Right. And that information can be, tips, strategies, finance information, and also you want to connect them with professionals. So if the professionals want to get connected with your visitors, they're probably going to want to add their own content as well, to make themselves look like an authority on your website. The real estate agents, the lenders, they should want to you should give them ways to promote themselves on your website as well. So this is actually a great option for the general user, as well as the professional member.
I also made, just so you're not too surprised, Jason, I also made a couple quick changes as well in the design of his homepage. Since it is real estate based, it's image based as well. It's something that may be a good, right now, one of the issues is it's a lot of information. The search is complex. There's lots of different filters. I'm not saying this is the right image, but this is very much in the design of property websites. The full width, the image dominated, inspiring layout. And then I would do exactly what Jason is saying, have some very simple call to actions rather than drill down into an advanced property search. I think just having the statuses where it's, are you looking for a property for rent or for sale, and the location, and making the search strictly those two fields to increase the likelihood of getting search results may also be a good strategy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And actually trying to figure out how to get those two buttons like you have on the interior design website. Like, I really like that simple look and feel.
Another thing is you might want to create a lead magnet. A lead magnet is something like an ebook download, and it could be in order to get people to capture email addresses. You might want to invest time to create like a 10 tips for investing in a second home, and people have to give their email address in order to get access to that ebook. And again, that goes into your marketing strategy. But what I would do is, rather than focusing on searching for properties, because there's too many locations to fill to have good results with this if you're just starting out, I'd focus on getting people to register on your site for content that you can deliver to them. So for the general users, you're going to provide them with good information on how to be a savvy second home buyer. And for the professionals, let them know that they'll get connected with potential people who are interested in buying second homes and investing in second homes. I think that would be a better focus than the property search itself.
Okay. Now, with that said, is there a better theme than the real estate theme to use for that?
Yeah, I would recommend one of two of our themes to get you started. Let me go to our demo site here. The lead gen, and I'm also going to say I'm going to do the alumni.
And that's what I was thinking was lead gen. Yeah.
And the consumer who's coming to your site, they want to talk to a professional for free to get free advice, so that they know that they're entering the right market, they're making the right moves. So get connected with real estate professionals is what they're doing. Tell us what you're interested in. The lead form should be geared towards telling them what they're interested in, where they're interested in potentially purchasing their second home, and to ask any questions they have about purchasing their second home. Do they have a question on finance, choosing the right location? I don't know what else people would want with real estate, but obviously, where the place is going to be is very important. The other one that might work well is the alumni theme. And this is actually a directory, but it's focusing on content first. So imagine this was information related that would appeal to a potential second home buyer. And we've mentioned this in previous webinars. I think the featured blog article slider is invaluable to any website, because you can have very specific topics that they don't need to change or rotate. You can just write the 5 articles that are going to immediately connect with someone who's interested in purchasing a second home. And when they click on the article to read more, you can have calls to action to create free account. This is a login form here, but you can have calls to action to get them to register on your site for free. So I would go the content route, and I think the general users will register, this potential second home buyers. And once you have them, it'll be very easy to reach out to real estate agents and lenders and other type property managers and types of professionals like that, who can make the process very easy for someone who's ready to jump into a second home purchase.
And the reason I like that advice, Jason, is putting yourself in the shoes of a general user or even a real estate agent. What you're doing by providing quality content, you're showing to be an authority on the topic. Then it is possible to make your properties the premium content, which means that you can say that you represent a very unique network of properties that are profitable second homes, and that you have a unique website. And in order for them to even access that database or to have access to that information, they have to sign up or perhaps even pay to get that content. And at the same time, you're then able to approach the real estate agents and say, if you want to be a part of this network that I'm promoting and people are signing up for, then this is basically the sign up process for that. But by focusing on content first and not properties, you're setting yourself up for success to look like that authority. And then the properties are just going to slowly come in. And when you have enough properties, then you can look at opening that up to the public and displaying that right off the bat.
Okay. No, that's great. That's exactly the information I was looking for, and I really appreciate that. That's a good place to start.
All right. Speaking of general user accounts, we totally overlooked something. I'm just going to cover it real quick. Thanks for your question, Chris. There is an option on the homepage. You guys know we have the different search modules. There is one, and I'm not going to change it on his site, but you can actually have the login form right on the homepage. So you just saw how I had the lead form on the homepage. One of the search types for the homepage, so he's using real estate right now. If we scroll down, let's see here. Pat, where did we have the login form? That was something we added, correct?
Yes.
It was
I
here.
remember us having, yes.
It was here. There's a reason it's not here. It was here. Am I missing it?
You're not crazy.
No, I'm not crazy.
It wasn't there. I remember it being there as well. I just don't see it right now either as an option.
We'll look into that one, but it's really cool. Instead of a lead form or a search module, you can have the login form right on your homepage. So if you do have a members only site, that's a great place to ask them to register with this type of strategy as well, where you have the buttons to register or log in. So you're definitely going to get a lot of registrations if people know the value of your site, and the first thing they need to do is either log in or register. It's a really good thing to have on the homepage. All right, let's look for some.
Yeah, LinkedIn is my favorite example for that type of a website where they have just the login account creation embedded right on the actual homepage itself. And I do think that'd be a great solution for this particular site.
All right, we're going to go to Eric here. Eric, how you doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks again for doing the webinars all year. It's been, always informative and lots of tips and everything. So thanks a lot.
Thank you. Our pleasure.
I've been having the issue. I've been trying to create a better homepage that you guys have sort of covered in the last couple webinars, and I've been basically I've found free, say, like landing page Bootstrap templates, but when I try to utilize them on the site, they never show up correctly, like the template shows that it's supposed to. And I'm trying to create more or less like a scrolling staggered type of look that you see on a lot of websites where it's like text and picture, and then the next line is picture, then text.
Do you have a like a snippet of code that we can try to embed on your site and see if we can get that working?
Yeah, let's see.
Let me just Google something like Bootstrap landing page. So
yeah, if you look up like just Bootstrap landing page, you'll see there's a couple there, and I'm not sure, why it doesn't work. Specifically, the staggered look. What it ends up doing is just creating instead of staggering everything, it creates a strip. Look up a free Bootstrap landing page.
Okay. And what I'll do is
I think it's just under that.
Jason, I also have this link right here. I'm going to send you in the chat. I can actually share it with everybody. Might save you a little bit of time. It's an article that I posted that basically. Oh, I only sent it to one person. I'll send it to everyone. So it's in the chat here. And there's an article that we wrote that outlines exactly the steps that you have to follow to have a 100% customized homepage using Bootstrap landing page. So that might be helpful as well. I'm going to share with everybody here as well.
Okay.
So that article is extremely detailed that I just shared in the chat, and you can check it out right now. And you'll see that it outlines exactly all the boxes, because there's certain boxes you have to uncheck inside of the homepage section itself. And if you make it full width and you hide the menus and you just put all the code inside of one widget, you're going to have the fully customized homepage look, which you can see there, Jason, if you click on the view fully customized homepage, if you'd like to. And that's the live example of the code, and we provide the code of that custom homepage.
Hey, and you have staggered image with image on the right and then text on the left.
Oh yeah, that's okay. All right, well, yeah, that's what I was looking for actually.
Okay,
I'll check that out. Thanks.
All right, thanks for your question, Eric. All right, Arlana, I'm trying to unmute you. Let's see here. Yep, Arlana, are you with us?
Yeah.
How are you today?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, thank you for joining us.
All right, it's holistic with a W, Holistic Essentials Wellness Directory.
Okay.
So I've been using articles and backlinks with my Facebook for promoting the website, and what I'm finding is that if someone's searching from their phone or a mobile because of the responsive size, when they click and go to read the article on the website, first thing that happens is, of course, they get the Holistic Essentials banner, and then they get the login information. And I think they're not scrolling down. They don't think they got the right link because it doesn't actually end up at the article. It ends up at the header.
I'm with you. I can definitely help you with that. Okay. So what would probably be good is, first, let me ask you a couple questions. You can see my screen here, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. My question would be is on mobile view. So this is a mobile view here, and I see you have a logo, you have these buttons, and then you have the search, you have an ad, then you have the breadcrumbs. What would you want hidden from here? The search? That takes up the most space.
Well, I think, I just think that they're seeing the header, and because seeing the article on LinkedIn, they don't really realize they're going to the directory to read it. So if they get the directory, the logo first, I think they're confused and they don't necessarily scroll down to the article.
Okay, so do you think you don't need your logo there perhaps? It could be the case. It's not a problem to hide your logo. I've seen a lot of people do that before.
Or maybe, or maybe I could have it at the bottom, but I don't know how to make those kind of changes. I mean, it's good for them to know they're on the website, but I don't want them to get confused and miss the opportunity to connect on the website.
Mm-hmm. I would recommend perhaps getting rid of the search on the mobile up here. It does take up a lot of space as far as pixels. You could also maybe hide one of these contact us. Maybe you can hide contact us, so you just have the get listed today option or the member login. But let me show you how to do that. This one does require to get into the code, but it is pretty simple on deciding what to hide. So I can help you with that. So I'm going to use the show widgets here. I agree with you though. I've seen that be an issue where the header is so big on mobile devices that someone might not know what's below that. So I'm going to customize the header right, because it's on the right side. And we'll do this search form here. Again, I'm just going to dive a little bit into the code here. And let me see.
So can it be different on the mobile than it is on the full screen?
What's that?
Or the changes that you're making, that's going to adjust it for the mobile and the full screen, or just the mobile listing?
Just the mobile.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So let me just inspect something here. This one is within my capabilities, so I'll be happy to do this for you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to just add a hidden excess. That's basically what hidden excess does. When you put that into the code, is it's going to hide that element on extra small devices like mobile devices. So let me save the changes. It'll just take about 60 seconds to see the changes reflected on the site.
Okay.
All right, and what I like to do also is to refresh the cache sometimes to expedite that. And then I'll refresh the page. Okay. And let's get rid of this. Okay, so now you can see we have the header here without the search. So if we go to an article, you had some articles down here, I think.
Yes.
Okay, let's click on one of the articles. It might be, I would also recommend maybe hiding this advertisement up here and maybe the breadcrumbs as well. That would be,
Yes, okay.
So let's do that also for you. Give me one moment.
Okay.
And do the show widgets again. The breadcrumb one I'm going to do actually with the CSS, because those should be in their own class, but they're not. So a moment here. Multitasking. So I'm going to add custom CSS. I'm going to say breadcrumbs. Display none. And I have to just check one more thing. Theme style. Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So what this rule is going to say, that if the screen size is smaller than 768 pixels, then do these actions, and you'll be good. The breadcrumbs won't show. And also let me edit this one. We're going to do hidden excess. And we'll hide this now. So let this save the changes. I'll refresh the cache. And I think that will solve your problem with the header being too tall. The last thing I would suggest is perhaps making your logo just a tad bit smaller. It does have a lot of height to it. Can I make your logo just a little smaller in the height?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let me do that and make sure it's optimized as well. and then I think you'll be good. Okay. Let's see what it's at right now. So right now the height is 185, so probably bring it down to 150 would be good. So we're gonna just do a little Photoshop, image size, height, 150, and also the image in general will be a little smaller. That will help with the loading of the site, and we'll get rid of any excess space here. There we go. Okay, and let's do your update your logo. So brand images, replace image. And let's look at this one more time now since we've done that. It's just loading your images here. Okay, so now you can see that when it's on mobile view, the banner is not there and the breadcrumbs are not there anymore. So people are going to start with them, see the article a little bit better now.
Right.
So let me just.
So any other suggestions how I can make it no way to anchor into the article, or is there any other way to make it so that it links right at the start of the article?
Let me think about that one for a moment. There might be one final way to do that. Let me see here. Let's refresh the page.
I guess you're still seeing the picture before you're seeing the title.
This one is an event here. This is an event post. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, same thing. I do that as well with events as well as articles, just to draw people back.
Gotcha. So you would want it to start on something like let me see. It's like if it started like this. Like if it started like that. Let me think. That's actually a really good question for everyone. I think there might be a way to do that. Give me one moment. If there is an ID here, yep, first container. If you do a link like this, it might do that. Hang on. Let me see if this works for you. And then all you have to do is add this to the end of all your links. If at the end of the link you do hashtag first container, let's see what that does. Yep. See how it brings you to the page here? See how the header is kind of gone?
Yes.
So what you want to do is put the hashtag first container at the end of all the links. So let's make this in mobile view again. And let's go to this link here. We'll refresh the page. Hashtag first container. And look, it's starting with the image there and the title of the article beautifully like that.
Oh, that is awesome. So,
and to be honest, I think I could have done, it was good what I showed earlier. I think we could have just done that from the start without doing all those little changes that I just did.
So when I do this, the event or the article listing, where am I putting that hashtag first container into? Where does that get added to the title, to the?
So wherever, so if you're going to share, you said you're sharing these articles on social media and LinkedIn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So when you share the link of the article, make sure you have hashtag and first container at the end of the link. Let me send this to you. That was actually, that's a really good strategy for lots of people. I'm actually amazed at that. I just put it in the chat there. And because of that, I'm actually going to undo the widgets that I customized because there's no need to do that now because we just solved that problem. So I'm going to delete 2 widgets.
Here, come and join us.
I like that. That's going to help a lot. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, that is a great workaround. I'm actually pretty amazed that we just came up with that together. So you're good to go. You're good to go. Just make sure you have, at the end of any link you're sharing, just make sure you have hashtag first container, and it will take people basically to the top of the post.
That's wonderful. Okay, well, thank you. That's going to help me considerably.
All right. Well, great. Thank you for the question, Arlana.
Welcome.
All right. Always discovering cool workarounds. That was a good one. All right.
That was an excellent one.
That was an excellent one, actually. You like that, right?
If you're on LinkedIn and you click on an article, you're expected to read the content. So that's going to absolutely have an impact on reducing bounce rates. Just using that strategy for sharing content on social media and third-party platforms.
Yeah, I think we're gonna label that the tip of the day. That one.
Absolutely.
All right, we got our good friend Barry here. Barry, I've unmuted your microphone.
Hi, Jason. Yep. Your things about the general user was something we was looking at doing anyway. My question is, do you think it's better to put the link straight to a free membership sign up rather than confusing them with the paid options?
Yes, I think Pat would agree with me on that one. That when someone's looking to register, for the most part, just send them to the page where they put their email address and start registering, rather than giving them options.
That's what I always recommend, and I edit the email template they receive with the upselling opportunities, and that's usually the strategy that I find works best.
And the second question is, because I've got a fairly large database, there's already 20,000 members now uploaded onto the site. I'm going to start emailing those. I've got the add-ons, and obviously I've set them up to claim listings. Can I get them or ask them to use their social media to log in as a claiming to claim the listing?
Yes, you should be able to. So you've uploaded members, and people can find themselves and claim their listings. We do have the newly released add-on. I think it is available.
I've got that.
Okay. Yeah, it'll work on the page where people are also claiming their listings. Then it will work.
And does the claim now? The one thing I noticed when I press on the claim, it actually takes to my join up page rather than just to sign up. How do I edit that?
That I can help you with if you want to take them directly to a sign up page rather than the options page. What's the name of your site?
And go to localphotographers or videographers.com.
All right, let's check out your site here. And let's go to one of your claimed members. I'll go to manage products so we can see you have 36 claimable listings.
Well, they're all set up as claimable. What it is, I followed your advice, and I'll put them up as an uploaded, and then before I transferred them, so
Gotcha.
They're all set up the same.
So everyone will notice he's using the claim listing. It says, "Are you Thomas Shea Photography? Claim this listing to receive referrals from this page." And then there's a claim listing button, and it's going to the pricing page. And what you want is to take them to the free sign up. Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. So let me click this link here. So what we're really going to just update is the URL here. I'm going to take it to checkout.
Sorry.
And I'm gonna need to edit this widget here, and I'm going to change where the destination of this claim listing goes to. So I'm going to do show widgets, and here it is here. Claim listing action button, and we'll customize this. And here we go. We're just going to change this here. We're going to go to checkout 3 and then the claim for the user's token. So let me save those changes. Okay, and let me refresh the cache to kind of speed up the process here. And just a moment, we'll refresh this. Still processing. Let me refresh it here. Yep, that is correct. It looks like it's just stuck for a moment. Okay, that means that it's refreshed properly. So let's go back to the site and go to a listing. Looks like something is slowed down for a moment. There we go. Okay, back to Thomas's account. Here we go. So now if I click on this, it should take us to the checkout page for Thomas Shea. You're claiming this account, Thomas Shea Photography, and it's the create free account page.
Yep, and then as soon as they've activated the social media, that should come up on that page as well to be able to log in with that, shouldn't it?
That is correct, yes. So they'll be able to.
So when I send out the emails to these people, I can invite them to use the social media to log in, or the email account that I've emailed them by.
Yes, but before you do that, I would do your own test. Upload yourself as a claim listing, claim it with your own social media. Always do a test before you mass email a group of people, just to make sure things are working properly, to double check.
Yeah, I was going to do that. Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
So yeah, you're good.
Thanks ever so much.
So
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. So what's going to happen is when someone claims a listing, instead of going to the page with all the options, it's just going to take them directly to the registration page. Much more efficient funnel right there. All right. Lloyd from Florida, if I'm correct.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Patrick. How's it going?
Good, Lloyd. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Hey, thanks for taking my my call. I don't have a question in regards to the website. I just wanted to know, do you guys have any tidbit of information with marketing? And if you can share some gems with the crowd, that'd be awesome.
I think.
Go ahead, Pat.
Off the top of my head, because it's difficult to go too deep in just a few minutes. If you go to blog.brilliantdirectories.com and there'll be, if you scroll down to some older articles, Jason, you're going to see. I think you and I published 3 or 4 gems, and it's all marketing, including even email templates, scripts, how to get. There they are, right there. Those 3 right there. That's some of the best work that Jason and I put together, I think, in terms of giving you really good advice in terms of how to get people to your site, how to get people signed up, how to upsell, how to get general users, how to promote the type of content that they can publish on your site, and show the real value that they get from becoming a member of your website. So I think reading those 3 articles that Jason has right there on the screen would be my #1 recommendation to get started. I think you're going to get a lot of good insight there. But I think focusing on what the benefits are, if I were to give you one tip out of those 3 articles so everybody can hear me give a tip, it would be focus. First, understand what is the real value that people are getting from being a member on your website, and then focus on advertising that value. I think that one of the mistakes I see people do is they launch their website and they offer coupons and events and classifieds and properties, and you can do everything on my website.
Right, too much.
Too much stuff, right? So if you look at those articles, they really focus on, hey, did you know that you can do this on this website? This website is a great place to do this. It could be promoting your events. It could be promoting special offers. It could be promoting daily specials. And having the call to action be add a deal or add an event or add a classified. Whatever that one thing your website's great for your members, make that the call to action in your email, not sign up today. It should be add an event. So when they click on it, they're taken to the page we just showed at the beginning of the webinar. That makes it easy for them to understand why they should sign up, create the account simply, and go ahead and add that event.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great. Thank you so much, you guys.
All right, Lloyd, thank you as well. I think one thing also is with that, don't do too much at once. Keep it simple. I had a nice conversation with a lady named Catherine, I think yesterday, and we talked about adding member categories to her site. And, you know, sure, she could add 500 or 5,000 member categories to her site, but those categories are probably not going to get filled up anytime soon unless she has a huge import list. So, you know, keep the project manageable, and manageable means focus on less features. Just focus on one quality offering that you can offer to free members and your professional members, and you'll have a lot better conversion rate, and you'll see a lot more traction on your site when your offering is a lot easier to digest. There's lots of ways to market a site, but it all boils down to a simple product offering that is relatable to people and one that they would want to move forward with a registration or sign up. All right, I'm going to try Ken here. Hey, Ken, you with us?
Hello.
Hey, Ken, how
I'm
you
here.
doing? Ken, I want to personally thank you. You know, you send in your questions before the webinar. Sometimes we don't get to them just because we're you know, answering so many live questions, but it's nice to see you here participating today. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, well, thank you. I really appreciate these webinars. I find them very helpful.
Cool, cool. So what's your question for us today?
We've populated our relatively new directory with about 4,000 members.
Okay.
And we want to let them know about it because they haven't populated these listings themselves. We've done it for them. So we want to use MailChimp to send a message to all of these folks explaining that they have this opportunity available and providing merging their login information for them so they can go in and take a look at their listing from the back end and edit it. So we're just wondering what the best way to do that is. And during with a claim listing, we saw in a video somewhere that that's a little bit risky because people can go in and abuse that and basically spam it. So I just wanted to know what you think the best way is to let people know that they are members and they can edit their listings.
I'm going to pass this one over to Pat again. He and also Ken in our blog here. If you go to blog.brilliantdirectories.com, Pat wrote some really killer articles called "The Ultimate Guide to Claim Listing," and there's part 1, part 2, and there's a part 3 as well. I'm going to put this link in the chat. It was written last year, but it's definitely still relevant today. Pat, what are some ways that you think, once you've imported 4,000 members to the site, to invite them and let them know that they can now participate on the website they've been added to?
So I wish I had some better advice for you, and perhaps someone on this webinar has had a different experience, which would be fantastic for them. But generally speaking, in business, anything you can do in bulk, anything that seems like, hey, if I just click this button, I'm going to have hundreds of new customers come to me. Generally speaking, that's not an approach that tends to succeed. The real goal of importing members is to give your website credibility so that when people perform searches, they're going to find them in search results. What I find works best with claim listings is to have not a mass email campaign that tells 4,000 people they can claim their listing. You can go ahead and do it, but you're going to find that your results are going to be a little bit on the weaker side, most likely. What I do like to do is use a little more advanced marketing tools and really nurture those members. So maybe I can't get to as many in one shot as if I just said one email campaign on MailChimp. But what I can do is I can call them and get to know them and explain to them what it is our website offers. There's 2 things I do to give me a reason to initiate that phone call. One is getting people to leave reviews for those businesses. Whether you yourself create the review for that business, or you go on Yelp or Yellow Pages and you see what other people have to say about them and you leave a review. Now you have a reason to pick up the phone and to call that business and to say, hey, you have an account on our site. Somebody actually left a review, and for that to be posted live on your account, you actually have to approve it, but I see no one on your end has claimed your listing. Are you the right person to talk to? So I can walk you through the process of approving this review. It's a really good review, and it'll really help your online reputation. Going that route and building a relationship and a rapport with that person on the line will then plant the seeds for them to believe in your brand and your website, and to hopefully eventually have them become both an active and hopefully in the future a paying member of your website. It's not a quick process. It requires a lot of work, and it requires a lot of strategy and planning and picking up the phone and actually selling your website to them and getting them to engage and training them on how to use their accounts. When you're starting out and no one's heard from you, usually a little bit of elbow grease is needed to really experience success.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I understand. But providing we want to go ahead with this mail merge anyway to see how it works, it seems like something that we would want to do at least once. Correct me if I'm wrong. How do we go about it?
Let me show you that. Can oh, go ahead, Pat.
I was gonna say there is a series on there. If you go to the Solution Center, Jason, and you type in fundamentals in the search, it's going to appear. I think that would probably be the most useful resource, because what it's going to show you is going to show you how to export your data. It's going to show you how to provide the URL to the membership profile page in an email template. So when you're emailing them for the first time, they have a direct link to their actual account, and then you could just walk them through the steps of claiming their profile. That would be my recommendation, but it does require you to export the data and to create, merge the file name with the URL of your site. So if you scroll, if you open up that article, the fundamentals, and you scroll until you see email marketing.
Let me send a link in this
further
chat.
down.
I'm going to send a link in the chat here.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm not sure that that's the correct link, Jason. I think that's on support dot. So you may want to send that. Oh, actually, there it is, right there. Oh no, I'm sorry. Marketing.
Setting up an email
marketing.
Exporting your member data for email campaigns. Right.
Segmenting your list by membership level. Assigning a profile link. How to prepare your CSV for MailChimp import. Importing that database into MailChimp itself and merging the tags with MailChimp. So really an A to Z instructional series on how to accomplish exactly what you're looking to do. And they're all video tutorials.
So what you can do, Ken, is you can use this export button here. So you can do a search for some of your members, and you can export the search results. And the one that might be most valuable here is assigning a profile link to each member. Now, if you're going to mass email 4,000 people, I'm going to share this article also. Let me see here. Invite members to join your directory with the perfect email marketing script. You're going to need a catchy subject line, something like, "Are you accepting new clients?" A lot of people might open that up. I'm going to share this link, and the actual email script is here. I've actually used this before, and it works well. You might want to modify it so they can actually, instead of just going to your website, you can provide the link to their profile page. So I'm going to share this also, Ken, for you here. I'm going to say invite email template.
Great. So I'm assuming that you're suggesting that we use the claim listing method. We originally had them as active members, and then we converted them to claim listing.
Claim listing is good, and then what I would do is, you can take them to, you can test out both. You can take them to the free sign up page directly, or you can take them to the page where they choose different options.
The good news about claim listings is that you're going to have data to tell you who went in and actually logged into their account. Without using claim listings, you're going to have no idea if somebody logged in and started using their account or not.
We should possibly experiment with small numbers, maybe start with 100 or 200 or something.
That's another good idea. Yep, instead of blowing the whole list in one email, segment it and do it in different sections and test out different subject lines. You might want to tweak your message and things like that.
Right, yeah, do some split testing.
Right.
Okay.
All right, Ken, well, thank you for the question.
I had the chance to talk to you guys. Thanks very much for all of your help and information.
Our pleasure. Thank you, Ken. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. So thank you guys for joining us in this webinar Wednesday. If we didn't get to your question today, I still see some hands up. Do apologize, but we can pick up the conversation in our Brilliant Directories LinkedIn marketing group. You can go to brilliantdirectories.com/LinkedIn, start a discussion there, and we'll do our best to respond to you. So thank you guys again, and tentatively we're scheduled to have the next webinar 2 weeks from now. So we'll catch you guys then. Thanks for joining.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. See you soon.